and welcome to Finextra. I'm Josie Waite and I'm here at the SAP FSI Forum with Michael Leadbetter from Singularity University, and we are talking about exponential technologies. Thank you for joining me, Michael.
You're welcome.
How do you define exponential technologies and what improvements do they bring to financial services?
Exponential technologies are basically, very simply put, it's technologies whose price performance doubles every 12 to 24 months. So a very simple example is computing power. I mean, if you look at Moore's law, it very simply states that computing power, the price performance of computing power doubles every 12 to 24 months. Very obvious examples of exponential technologies are machine learning, artificial intelligence, computing power, robotics, synthetic biology, and they're all on track to every 12 to 24 months double in their performance. So how does that help the financial services industry? Well, there are some risks that we can talk about later, but in terms of some low-hanging fruit, the two ways exponential technologies can help immediately are, number one, to help you get closer to your customer. So there's a large amount of data out there that you can gather on your customer, and using machine learning and data analysis, you can really understand your customer's needs better and be more responsive. The second low-hanging fruit, fortunately for banks, unfortunately for employees, is reduction in costs. So some banks, such as Commerce Bank, are on a roadmap now to replace 80% of tasks that are currently carried out by humans by computers. So the ways they can help immediately is get close to your customer and save costs through automation.
How disruptive to the industry is it going to be?
Extremely. It's going to be extremely disruptive, particularly to retail banks. The challenge is we don't yet know how disruptive it's going to be, and we don't know where it's going to come from. So already a lot of disruption is being felt, particularly in areas like trading. So if you're a fixed income broker or a commodities broker, a lot of you're being replaced on the whole by an algorithm, right? So I know a lot of people who were in that industry, and it's not that they've lost their job, it's like those jobs have gone away, right? So the initial disruption has happened in terms of replacing jobs with algorithms. In future, disruptions, in the very near future, disruptions are going to come from different places. So new entrants to the market, so so-called fintech startups already in the market, and we're trying to figure out now whether they're going to help the large banks and financial services companies, whether they're going to be vendors to them, or whether they're going to disrupt them. But there's also new entrants to the market who are potentially new entrants to the market who are in other industries, such as Amazon or Apple or Facebook, who are going to use these technologies to muscle into an area which was traditionally reserved for financial services companies. But the real answer is it's going to be extremely disruptive, but no one really knows quite how yet.
How should companies adapt to take advantage of developing technologies? And what happens if they don't? Will they lose market share?
There are basically four ways companies can adapt. So the first one is through education. I spend a lot of time with the C-suite of financial services companies, and the most important thing is to have your board of directors and your C-suite educated on these exponential technologies. So they need to really understand there's this doubling pattern of price performance, and they really need to see the whole picture. They need to understand, what's Amazon doing with the book business? What's Amazon doing with with the food business? Do they know that Amazon has just filed a patent to build beehive skyscrapers in Manhattan where drones can fly one? So the first one is education. The technology's out there, the disruption's coming. The second one is you can innovate on the edges. So you really should take some of your disruptive people in your company and move them to the edges and let them innovate, well away from head office, so they can come up with ideas that can help to compete in the marketplace. A third one is to partner. So you should be looking to partner with fintech companies, exponential organizations. I mean, the world of being in financial services and being a protected business is way over. It's been over for a while. So the third way is really to be looking at who can we partner with to help us get to where we need to be. And the fourth way, which I think is the most interesting and the most useful, is to hire a black ops team. Right, so take a group of your millennials or hire from outside and give them a task of figuring out how they would disrupt the mothership. So, if I'm in a large retail bank, for example, I would get a team and I would say, go away for 3 months and figure out what solution would you build, what app would you build, who would you partner with to come back and attack the mothership and take our business away. And it's a cool idea because other people are doing it right now. There are other people in your industry, and there are startups, and there are other industries that are figuring out how to disrupt you. So you need to hire your own team to figure that out ahead of others.
That's great. Thank you, Michael.
You're welcome.
And thank you for watching.